nystagmus, and when you turn to the left, you get right pate nystagmus. So epigeotropic on both sides. This is an indication of cupulolithiasis. Geotropic means canalal lithiasis, that means freely floating particles within the canal, while cupulolithiasis means that the particles are stuck to the cupula. These patients with cupulolithiasis are slightly more difficult to treat because the particles are adherent. And here, before doing the maneuver, we usually start with a head shake, shaking the head side to side for about a minute or so to dislodge those particles, and then you start your maneuver from the affected side.
Vâng, chúng ta còn 2 câu hỏi cuối thì xin bác sĩ Anita trả lời luôn. Của bác sĩ Phúc. Difference between short arm posterior BBVB and anterior BBVB, and recently there are many efforts about TRV chair to treat BBVB. Please share some experience about this chair to treat BBVB. Do we need this chair for BBVB?
Right. I'd like to start with the first part of your question, the short arm posterior canal BPPV. And how do we diagnose this? We do the Dix-Hallpike test, the positional test, in which we take the patient turning by 45 degrees, going to the head hanging position. And we hold for 30 seconds, and there is no nystagmus. And when we can come back to the sitting position, we see that the torsional nystagmus starts here. And often these patients have what we call a retropulsion, like a backward movement. This is an indicator of short arm posterior canal, and this is treated with a brisk epi or a brisk Simon's maneuver. That means you do the steps of the epi, but do not wait in between each step. You have to do one step fast after the other, and that is the treatment of posterior canal short arm. How to differentiate this from anterior canal is that in anterior canal, you get the downbeat nystagmus mainly, or you may get some torsion to the affected side. So if we do the deep head hanging test, we get downbeat nystagmus with some torsion to the right. That indicates a right anterior canal. But in anterior canal, it's not very important to find out the side, because with the maneuver, the modified Jacobino, which we just showed you, does not require determination of the affected side. It works for both sides. Professor Michael will tell you about the TRV chair.
So there's one group in Scandinavia that have been working heavily on all these chairs, and there has been a head-to-head competition between man and machine, and luckily you are not inferior. So there's no need for any of these bloody machines, there's no need for any bloody virtual reality. It's not helpful, it's not useful, it's just a waste of money. Do something reasonable with your money and do not invest it, and do not follow any people who promote that, because that's the only thing they're doing. And then I get really upset that we waste money for things which are not necessary, or some hospitals promote that they have such a device. They go through the press, they attract patients. These are the doctors who are interested in money and not in patients. And this is something we all here do not like. So we have to have a clear statement and clear opposition. Null tolerance for ignorance! Exclamation mark.
Vâng, cảm ơn rất nhiều.